भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। We are at verse 40 of chapter 4. So if you can open in your Bhagavad Gita. And just to recap the verse 39, what we did last week. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatpara sanyatentriya jnanam labdhva param shantim achirenati gacchati. And the meaning was that person who has Shraddha, that's the person who gains the knowledge. And the knowledge is the most important thing. And but that it doesn't end over there. Only Shraddha doesn't help, but you have to be tatparaha, ready for it and do action to get there. Sanyadendriya, and your indriyas, your pancho indriya has to be in control. Because if you have Shraddha and you are walking on the path, but if your indriyas are not in control, again you will not reach. That was the main thing. So whenever we say Shraddhavan labhate jnana, we have to remember the other two also come. Khali Shraddha se bhi kuch nahi hoga. Shraddha is the first step, but you need the other two also. And then what will happen with that? You will gain the knowledge. And what will happen after gaining the knowledge? Param Shantim. You will get extreme peace, and Shanti and happiness is connected with each other. Almost the same thing. And when will you get it? Soon enough. You can't rush it. So that was what we did. Now we go to the next one. So here, these things are so important that Bhagwan is now using a negative language to tell you, if you don't have those things, what's going to happen. So he kind of enforces it so much. So you can imagine that if Bhagwan is saying twice something, we have to pay a lot of attention, to these things. So the verse 40, I will chant it.
Umaji, why are we having two classes? One on the head and one on the... You have two classes, one on the head.
Because...
Okay, thank you.
Because when I'm walking around in the house, this is like the Atma. Where is Atma? Where is Atma? It is on your own head. Thank you. So, here is a verse. Agnascha shraddhadhanascha samshayatma vinashyati nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham samshayatmanaha. I'm going to repeat it because it was not smooth. Nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham samshayatmanaha. Okay, the Sanskrit. Agnya, the ignorant. Cha is an ashraddhadhan, the faithless, jinko shraddha nahi hai. Cha is an samshayatma, the doubting self. Vinashyati, goes to destruction. So here, in Bhagavad Gita, they use this a lot, कि भाई ऐसा करोगे तो विनाश हो जाएगा. So we don't have to be scared from that perspective. When they talk about vinash over here, means that person's temporary vinash uska hai. There is no such thing as permanent vinash in our scripture in Sanatan Dharma, because Atma you can never, so you can always get back to it. But I think they use such strong words to kind of wake you up that you're just wasting too much time, So that's what vinashyati means. It's like they don't progress that easily. Na is not, ayam is this, lokaha is the world. Asti is, na is not, paraha is the next. Na is not, sukham, happiness. Samshaya atmanaha, for the doubting self. Okay, so basically told about 3 different types of people. They might sound similar, but there is a subtle difference in each one. So there are 3 different kinds of people he talks about that goes to destruction. Means they don't gain that knowledge. So if they don't get that knowledge, they don't get that happiness. That's the whole theme. ना यहाँ पर उनको happiness मिलती है ना दूसरे लोक में, स्वर्ग लोक में, दोनों जगह पे they're lost. So let's analyze what are the 3 different type of people. So the first one is the word is agnya, the ignorant. What do they mean by ignorant? Means they don't know about the self. So because our journey starts from knowing it intellectually first, right? Experience abhi nahi hua humko. That is the final, moksha or mukti or freedom. But थोड़ा idea होना चाहिए ना. अगर idea ही नहीं है उनको अज्ञ कहा गया है यहाँ पे. That they have no knowledge of this आत्मज्ञान के बारे में उनको नहीं पता है. And so that's one, एक kind हो गया. Second one is पता है थोड़ा बहुत लेकिन श्रद्धा नहीं है. हाँ, तो श्रद्धा किस में नहीं है? Scriptures में श्रद्धा नहीं है. Because some of them, they will use, you reading all that? There are people like that too. That's how they sneer at you. That they don't have faith in Scripture, they don't have faith in the teacher, and they don't have faith in the path. ये तो पुरानी बात है and things like that. God knows, they might have so many other reasons. So they just don't have faith. And so they are also going to be deprived of that sukha and shanti. And the third kind, according to, the one of the swamis, that Dilli wale swami, they are the worst kind because unko sanshayatma bola hai. They doubt everything. Now remember, this doubt, they are not talking about Arjuna kind of doubts, huh? Or when you ask question in the class. That's not what the doubt they're talking about. They're just convinced in their head that इसमें कुछ गड़बड़ है. See, हम लोग का क्या है कि हम लोग we have like, hey, I don't understand this, right? That's why I'm asking question. That's not. These sanshayatmas are like, they are convinced that this has some problem in it. That's what they're talking about. And we'll see as we go further, we will analyze it further. So now let's take each one now. What is the difference? So one is that they don't have that knowledge about that self. So, and they are ignorant about the means also. So they basically have no idea that there is something called enlightenment. Okay. So because they will think that the religion is like just going to the mandir, doing namaskar and ringing the bell or some, जाके घंटी बजाओ और भगवान से कुछ मांग लो, प्रसाद चढ़ाओ and all that. I grew up like that. So I know exactly who they're talking about. Nobody told me about enlightenment, this, that, nothing. Mandir, religion means, puja, part, things like that. So, and we know that there are a huge number of people who do that in India, that who had never heard of this, never heard of like, maybe Bhagavad Gita के बारे में सुना होगा, but वो भी अंदर क्या है वो नहीं मालूम. I didn't know until I was in my 30s, I had heard about it, and a lot of us, it happened. Some families, they have from the very beginning Bhagavad Gita and all, but probably there was Gita in my house, for sure. But it was more like a book, holy book, it's a holy book, do namaskar, whatever. But nobody knows what is inside it. In a group of people I'm talking about. I think now there is a lot more awareness, if you ask me, because of people are interested in it and all that. And that is why I tell the children that when they are so young, like 14, 15 years old, and they are studying Bhagavad Gita, I said to them, you don't know how lucky you are to be able to get that so early. And they grasp it also very well because, they are like, they're curious, they want to know, and there is a lot of science in it. It's not just like some kind of story. So that is what the ignorant one they're talking about. So even though they are not like doubting anything, they just have never heard about it. And I can relate it to it so much that I didn't know anything about it until I joined the Chinmaya mission. And in the beginning, I was like, what are they saying? And it took me so much while. But once I got the hang of it and understood, I found it so much interested in it. So I can see my journey. So that's where the Agnyas are like right now. Okay, so, and the second variety are the one they have heard of the scriptures, they have heard there is something called Upanishad, they have heard that there is Bhagavad Gita, they know that they are a realized soul, but they don't have Shraddha in them. You know, so थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर सुना है मगर विश्वास नहीं है. So they are kind of in between if you think about it. It's not like they have, you know, like है भी और नहीं भी kind of बीच में लटक रहे हैं. This is second variety. So even though they call them अश्रद्धा धाम, अश्रद्धा बोला है उनको, लेकिन they are not the worst kind still, because they still have somewhere a little open mind, you know. So पूरा विश्वास नहीं है. That also I can relate to myself. You know, I had heard about few things, but I just didn't know. So I can relate to that also. And then जब फेथ आता है तो वो प्रवचन भी सुनेंगे. ऐसी बात नहीं है कि they will completely shun it. तो संशयात्मा बोला है ना, they will completely shun it. But these guys will probably listen, come, but they will say, हाँ नहीं, you know, ये तो old ideas है, you know, 5000 साल पहले कृष्ण भगवान बोलते होंगे कुछ, but मैं तो modern हूँ, मेरे problems तो different हैं, you know, like we have heard those kind too, you know, ये सब बहुत अच्छी लगती है ideal बातें, but मेरे को तो job करना है, मेरे को तो ये करना है. So that's what this in between people, okay? Or Shraddha. And the third variety is like, there are two approaches to this third variety. Swamiji has taken one approach, Chinmayanandji, and that, you know, Swamiji from Delhi, he took a slightly different approach, but both are very significant for our understanding. So he said that third variety is positive conviction, that whatever they are saying is false. Scriptures are false, Mahatmas are sab dhongi, and there is no such thing as God, and it's a bakwas hai. You know, that's the third kind, you know. You can see the spectrum is big. You have one who have complete faith, one have absolutely no faith, and then there are in between people. And you know, I think that you don't have to go too far for this. तुम्हारी खुद की family, extended family में सारे variety मिल जाएंगे तुमको. Sometimes within the immediate family also सारे varieties मिल जाएंगे. Okay, so but what happens is जो in between वाले होते हैं ना, और जो दूसरे last kind also, उनमें danger क्या है कि some negative things starts coming, superstitions and all that. In India में तो it's like, my God, there was a whole generation full of superstitions. अभी थोड़ा question करने लगे, and because of internet and all, they are trying to understand, you know, more import of it, and they know the correct import, why we do what we do. But at one time there was a complete superstition going on. ऐसा नहीं करेंगे तो पता नहीं some bad thing will befall on you and things like that, you know. और इसकी नजर उतारो तो इसका ये करो तो वो करो, पता नहीं क्या 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 करते रहते लोग. That's what happened with कच्चा पक्का ज्ञान, you know. When you are neither this way nor that way, you just start believing in all these things. That's the very big danger of it. And so that's what the Swami was kind of cautioning against that. So Bhagwan is saying that these three kind, they will not reach that knowledge, you know, until the first two kinds will have a possibility of changing, so they will change. But last one is very difficult. अगर एक बार तुम्हारे माइंड ने कन्विंस कर लिया सब बेकार है, सब ये है, उसको चेंज करना इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. दोज थ्री काइंड विल नॉट गेट दैट हैप्पीनेस एंड पीस. एंड लेट्स लुक एट दिस संशय आत्मा टाइप, यू नो. दे आर द काइंड, लाइक आई वाज टेलिंग ना, घर में भी मिल जाएंगे ऐसी वैरायटी, एक्सटेंडेड फैमिली में भी, कि कुछ भी बोलो ना, मुझे तो सुनना ही नहीं है. यू नो, दे विल से तुमको जाना है तुम जाओ, I don't care. Don't talk to me about it, you know. Like, I don't believe in it. And कोई बोलेगा पढ़ के तो देख लो, सुन के तो देख लो. We'll put books, because we get excited, right? When we like something that we want our family, our children also, you know. That and we cannot force this upon them. You know, जितना हम उनको बोलेंगे उतना वो उल्टा जाएंगे, you know. And then they start getting into arguments, because क्या होता है कि जब हम लोग ने ज्वाइन किया था ना स्टडी ग्रुप, तो शुरू में हमको ये ज्ञान थोड़ा मिला, एंड यू नो वी स्टार्टेड फीलिंग गुड एंड ऑल दैट, एंड वी कुड हैंडल आवर प्रॉब्लम बेटर देन बिफोर, लेट्स पुट इट दिस वे, यू नो. वी आर नॉट रीच देयर येट. एंड देन वी से हाय, इसको भी मिल जाए तो कितना अच्छा हो. जितना जाके उनको बोलेंगे ना, उतना वो इरिटेट होते हैं, So then we used to discuss ki bhai, just leave them alone. Maybe someday when they see you change, they might get interested. But if you're going to tell them, the Sanshaya Atmas are not going to listen to you. So that's what because they're just convinced that it is false. So these people, mainly it is addressed to the Sanshaya Atma, then they don't have happiness in this world or the world like स्वर्ग लोक में भी जाके उनको नहीं मिलेगा. तो just थोड़ा सा kind of forcefully बताया गया है. Because to live in this world also we need to have some kind of trust in people and faith. Do you agree? कोई कोई होते हैं ना, वैरायटी होती है जो हर एक चीज में डाउट करेंगे कि कहीं कहीं जाना होगा, वो कार खराब हो जाएगी, व्हाट इफ में ही वो उनकी पूरी जिंदगी चली जाती है. सो दोज आर द डाउटिंग काइंड. बिकॉज टू लाइक इफ यू सिट in a taxi or you sit in this Uber, you have to trust that the guy knows how to drive and he will drive good and he will take me to the destination, not crash the car. Or sitting in the plane where he's employed by this company United and they must have checked that he's not alcoholic or he's not drunk. we have to believe that most of the people are doing their job properly and all. So you trust and श्रद्धा तो रखनी पड़ेगी हमको. So ये जो लोग होते हैं ना कि संशयात्मा, the kind who will find negativity and doubt in everything. So it's natural that they're not. Because how can you be at peace when you have doubting? Because कुछ नहीं भी हो रहा होगा ना तो इतना बड़ा imagination करके वो अपने आप को miserable बना देंगे. So it's pretty logical. So what is Krishna Bhagavan message to Arjun? Have faith in this my teaching. Follow it sincerely and you will benefit from it. And if you have questions, you can ask and slowly remove all your doubt. Keep your mind open. That, if you have to nutshell, what is Krishna Bhagavan message to Arjuna, which is to us. So the thing is, even if you are skeptic about something, always keep an open mind. Because in between wale jo log hai na, thoda skepticism वगैरह, that's very natural. And if you ask me, the majority belongs in that in between wala. So you have some chance of getting. So in between wale are fine. You will get some chance that, and so benefit of the doubt may be there, but don't jump to conclusions. एकदम से oh ये तो सब बेकार है, this is not going to work for me, because I remember that in our study group in the beginning, some of the women who were working full time and they would say, this is all nice and all, but I have to go to work and वहाँ पर सब लोग competition and cheat कर रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं, वो कर रहे हैं, how can I follow all this? And our teacher used to say, if you have Shraddha, you will follow. And even small things don't go right, you will stick to it. And in the end, बाद में ना, after 3, 4, 5 years, they came and told our teacher, everybody respects me at work now. Because, they stood up to their values. And they did not bow down to the negative stuff or somebody's bullying and all that. And in the end, they earned the respect of people. They would trust them more. So in the beginning, it might be difficult, but if you stick to it, you'll definitely have some gains. So basically, that's what this verse is. And we'll read Swamiji's commentary to see some more points. But anybody has any question, comment, or want to add anything to this? I don't see anybody want to say anything. Everybody okay? Okay, who would like to read? Any volunteer to read? Okay, Meera ji, you are the default person.
My pleasure on this. The ignorant, the faithless, the doubting self goes to destruction. There is neither this world nor the other, nor happiness for the doubter. In the previous verse, it was said that those who had faith and knowledge would soon reach the supreme peace. In order to hammer home this very same truth, Krishna is here emphasizing through a negative declaration that they who have not cultivated, gained, and developed these qualities in them will get themselves ultimately destroyed and completely ruined. He who has neither the knowledge of the self, if not a spiritual realization, at least a clear intellectual understanding, nor the intellectual readiness to grapple with and fully understand the true import of the spiritual declarations and the words of the masters, Shraddha, Krishna asserts, will certainly get ruined. If he be also a doubting Thomas,
संशयात्मा, वो सेम वर्ड को उन्होंने to संशय आत्मनः actually. So संशयात्मा, this is from the verse. So what I want to tell over here, the very important thing that if you remember when we did the Shraddha ka real meaning, that fully understand the true import of the scriptural declaration. That is the most powerful thing about Shraddha, because if you have a Shraddha in the wrong import, it can do a lot of harm. You guys agree? That's where all the superstition and all this starts. Agar tumne galat padh liya, and you will see when we come to Kathopanishad that the verse that we are going to do today is difficult. So I'm going to devote a little more time on it, because now the real teaching has started there. You know, because there was a question by Kamlaji a while ago, maybe a month ago, who's God, right? Or what is God? That's how they're going to explain now from the Vedantic perspective. Okay, because when God is like your own self, but then what is that self? Because remember, I devoted the whole time last time about Katopna, what is self, and now he's going to define what is self. You know, or the other question, there was some other question that is going to be, like, you know, cause and effect and all that. All the things that we did in Mandukya Upanishad, it's going to be coming in Kathopanishad, you know, beyond. But there is the verse which is going to come after that. If you don't take it correctly, it sounds like bizarre almost, because it will talk about killing, that if you kill somebody, you are really not killing, and the person who's killing thinks that he's killing and he's not. So you have to take it in a very correct context, because if you take it in the wrong context, it does not make any sense, and somebody can take advantage of in a wrong way in the transactional world. So transactional world is different than what they're talking about when they're talking about Atma. You know, so there is a difference, that context is different. So when you try to understand, you have to pick up the right context. And the same way, when you talk about Shraddha, I think somebody has to mute here. Some noises were coming. Okay, so when you talk about Shraddha, getting the right import of the knowledge, उसमें श्रद्धा रखो. And that's why I kept seeing that अगर मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, so that means I have to ask questions to clear my doubts, because what they're saying is true. You know, and that is the way it is, but I'm not understanding it. Or if something is not feeling right in my head, because maybe I don't have the correct context. You guys understood what I'm saying about that, right? Okay.
It is never possible for anyone to start his spiritual career unless, at least intellectually, he has understood the entire truth. It is not a bane on truth, but it is only a limitation of the intellect. But here are some erudition hunting scholastic panditas, who will ever doubt and hunt for more and more logic, but never will try to live and practice. Such people will never be able to progress. No doubt, understanding the Shastra has its place in the scheme of spiritual development, but a licentious intellect cannot go far.
So this is very important for our group, okay? Because what Swamiji's, there is a limitation of our intellect. Because remember, in the end, we have to go beyond the intellect, right? And that's why I think Joe always talks about the intuition and all that. But to reach that stage, we have to take this journey of karma yoga. It cannot be just by knowing it, we cannot jump to that high, okay, that intuitive state. It will come, but somebody gave a very good analogy about trying to use intellect and trying to understand God. It's like taking a hairpin and trying to change a tire. I thought that was a beautiful analogy. It can never be done. So intellect is a tool, a very important one. But a purified intellect is going to take you there, when all the doubts are gone and everything. But if you stay in that lower realm of the intellect constantly, I got to understand this, I got to, it will be a bad situation. That's what this whole paragraph is warning you against. That, these big words Swami ji use, but uska jo main crux hai, wohi hai कि constantly intellect se hi samajhna, it will not happen. And that's why they talk about the spiritual heart chahiye iske liye. What is a spiritual heart? Where emotion and intellect come together. And then all the good values come from that marriage of the, intellect and emotion in a healthy way. Then, love, compassion, understanding, all that, in that intuitive thing is developed. It's a little subtle thing. Yes, Anilji?
Are they also saying that when you go to a guru and you have questions or doubts and you want clarity, then whatever your guru says, you don't analyze it, you just accept it with Shraddha, that this is the truth. Is that correct?
Yeah. See, there is a balance, right, Anilji? If you still have doubt, जैसे अर्जुन को उन्होंने कह दिया chapter 3 में, और chapter 2 में सब सारा कुछ बता दिया, right? अब उसको फिर भी समझ में नहीं आया तो उसने प्रश्न पूछा chapter 3 में कि why you are telling me to this ghor karma? If you think knowledge is the thing that's going to take me to self-realization, so I can sit and meditate and get the knowledge, right? तो कृष्ण बोला नहीं, you gotta do karma yoga. Then chapter 4 में उसको अकर्म मोड बताया, right? कि भाई you have to do in अकर्म मोड. उसको पूरी तरह अभी भी समझ में नहीं आया. आप देखेंगे chapter 5 में जाएंगे ना, वो सबसे पहले यही प्रश्न पूछेगा वापस. That if you are telling me that I should gain the knowledge and I have to go in the अकर्म mode, तो मैं पहले ही क्यों न चला जाऊं? Why do I? Again he asked that question. So it's possible that so the guru is not saying that blind श्रद्धा रखो, मगर उसको इतना जरूर था अर्जुन को कि कृष्ण भगवान मुझे समझा देंगे सब कुछ, और जो वो बोलते हैं वो सही है, मेरे में कुछ गड़बड़ है. So there is a balance. You can ask 2 times, 3 times, and Krishna Bhagwan did not get irritated with him at all, because वो chapter 18 तक पूछता गया वो प्रश्न. He did not get irritated with him because उनमें वो डीप श्रद्धा थी कि भाई एंड तक पहुंचा देंगे मुझे, पर मुझे अगर समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो it's okay to ask questions from that perspective.
It's okay to ask questions, but also not doubt the answers.
Yes, not doubt the answer, but have the approach like, and you will see that how जैसे जैसे वो हम लोग डीप जाएंगे ना भगवद गीता में आगे में, उसके प्रश्न पूछने में वो मेल्ट भी होएगा, and the last few chapters में जब वो प्रश्न पूछता है ना, तो वो इस ढंग से पूछता है, अगर आप सोचते हैं कि मैं इसके लिए वर्दी हूं तो मुझे बताइए. पहले उसने थोड़ा अकड़ के प्रश्न पूछा. Okay?
उसके प्रश्न जो हैं with knowledge and with the answers from Krishna, they keeps getting diluted.
Yes, he has more reverence, more shraddha now, and when he asks, because there's so much psychology in this whole Bhagavad Gita, and you will say that how his, pehle ekdam, hard, like, I'm not going to fight. No way, Jose, I'm going to just sit here. Then he melts, end में वो, और जब विश्व रूप दर्शन मिलता है ना, तब वो पूरी तरह मेल्ट हो जाता है, because then he realizes the glory. अभी तक तो कृष्ण भगवान ने visiting card दिया था. So how his whole persona changes. He still has doubts, but his way of asking is changed. So we also grow as students. you know. And like I remember that in our own class I saw that journey, because in the beginning, you know, some of them had studied quite a bit, so they were half and half. When I joined, you know, there were like a half of them had studied, they knew a lot. Others were like me who had not. So हम लोग के प्रश्न भी, और एक दो लोग थे ना वो जिनमें थोड़ी सी श्रद्धा कम थी, बड़ा अकड़ के प्रश्न पूछते हैं, you know, oh my god, this is not possible, you know, you're wrong, you know, फटाक से बोल देंगे, you know, you can't blame them, but that's how it is. And then if they stuck with it, then they also started melting. Some of them got so irritated, like they were the Sanshayatma type. They just left, you know. Like I remember one lady was like arguing with our teacher about reincarnation. She said, I don't believe in it. So teacher ने थोड़ा बहुत उसको समझाया, फिर भी वो मानने को तैयार नहीं हुई. तो the teacher told her, if you don't believe, then maybe this is not for you, because the foundation is that for us. You know, foundation you don't believe in, तो फायदा क्या फिर पढ़ने का, you know. So
you ask the question to understand.
Right.
Not
So agar,
prove the answer wrong.
Correct. So, you know, and that's why that word suyate is there, that I like the people who are not, jo suyate nahi hai, meaning unnecessarily taking out faults, you know. So it doesn't make it clear about this.
I think you were very right when you said that, because some people will ask you a question only so they can argue about it.
Yes.
Not
And
because they want to understand anything. They will argue, or they will try to prove you wrong or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And since you are in academia, you already know. You probably go through a variety of students.
Those are the Sanshaya Atmas.
Sanshayatmas. Now you know the difference.
Also,
Huh?
like, if you really have sincerity and a shraddha, I have attended a lecture where I had a question in my mind and the person answered it.
Yes.
And it happened like 7 times in a row. So later on, I had dinner with her and I asked her, how could you do that? And she said, I wasn't saying, my guru was giving me that. So this is like a real incident I had, you know.
And I have experienced that too. And sometimes, you know, people will even go and ask the Swami, how did you know that I had that question?
Right.
You know, because you come with a lot of questions, and in the end somebody else asks that question, or he brings that up in his pravachan, and your question get answered anyway, you know.
Because Guru is not answering, it's coming from above.
Above, there you go. Guru Tattva is connected with God, 100%.
Yeah, he's just connected.
Yes.
So it's not physically Guru is answering you.
Yep.
I don't know how to explain, but...
No, I understand it 100%. 100% I understand what you're saying. So, any other thing?
In the next line, Krishna, with all emphasis, condemns such men of endless doubts and points out their tragedy in life. The Lord says that such men who doubt the self will not find any joy or happiness anywhere, neither here nor hereafter. In explaining thus, the Gita seems to express that perhaps there may be a small chance for one who is devoid of knowledge and faith to discover some kind of happiness in this world, here and now, but that those who are constant doubters can enjoy neither here nor there. Such men are psychologically incapable of enjoying any situation because the doubting tendency in them will poison all their experiences. He whose teeth have become septic must constantly poison the food that he is taking. So too, those who have this tendency of doubting everything will never be able to accommodate themselves to any situation, however perfect and just it might be. The line contains a spot of satire, almost vitriolic in its pungency, when it is directed against the intelligent skeptic.
You can see the intelligent skeptic, the ones that we were talking about. Or kabhi wo aise arguments denge, you know, like the teacher also doesn't have any answer. So in the end, Baba, you believe what you want to. Just leave me alone, you know. That kind of stuff also happens. So I think Swamiji must be coming across those kind of people, because he really devoted this paragraph. And I was just thinking about it, जो constant doubter type के लोग होते हैं ना, उनके साथ travel करना भी बहुत मुश्किल है बाबा. यू नो वो एयरपोर्ट में जाएंगे तो ओ ये प्लेन लेट हो जाएगा, ये लो हमेशा ही लेट होता है, ये हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा, थोड़ा सा वो होता है ना, क्या बोलते हैं, डिस्टर्बेंस प्लेन में, व्हेन यू आर टर्ब्यूलेंस, तो उनको लगता है वो बस अभी क्रैश ही होने वाला है. देन दे विल टेल यू स्टोरीज ऑफ प्लेन क्रैशेस. Oh my God. Those, that's what he's talking about. तो कहाँ से happiness होएगा, you know, constantly doubt. So I think what to me the learning lesson is, trust people. We can't say that everybody's out there to cheat you and, you know, kill you or something. You know, there are people like that too, who thinks that the majority of the people are bad in this world. The Kal Yuga aa gaya hai, Kal Yuga aa gaya. But if you really keep yourself centered, you will come across the most beautiful people in this world. Kal Yuga ho, kuch bhi ho, I don't care. You know, but there are people who care about others, who are willing to help you, and they're just very, very good people, you know. So that's the kind of basic thing.
And I'll just read the next line. Wherefore means why, for this reason only. So I'm shown in the next verse.
Yeah. So next verse, you know, we will not go into it today. The reason is because Kathopanishad is that verse is very heavy one, and I'll try my best to we'll discuss that, because one of the things that I like about Vedanta is that it is in line with science a lot. So it's not, you know, they're just making up some theory, you know, because if you think about it, very, very scientific, the way the approach is very scientific. So we will see. So any other Bhagavad Gita related question? Okay. So I'll close the Bhagavad Gita here today. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyah mokshayishyami ma shuchah. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.